Hello, I'm just recording this because I really felt like talking, and you know, very often do I have this urge of talking, and sometimes talking to myself, sometimes talking to the camera, sometimes talking to anyone, and sometimes talking to friends. Sometimes talking to a very particular person, and sometimes talking to someone I don't talk to. I have this urge where I want to be comforted, and comfort comes from the people that you're familiar with and people that are loving people. And sometimes I just want to be challenged. So I talk to the people who I find very challenging and nothing in common. And then sometimes I just wanna talk to people who don't know me or don't know much about me. But perhaps but then you really don't know ourselves. And one of such an urge is now, and even last night it was some different urge, and I kept talking to a senior of mine, and I thought, she's someone who isn't quite familiar with me, nor am I with her, and we talked for long hours. And when I say long, it's just pretty long, like long hours. And for the first while, I was like, I don't know what to say really, and she goes the same, and yet we managed to talk for long hours. And now I feel this urge to talk to you guys. And by you guys, I think I mean the people, the viewers that are gonna watch the video. And again, I have the rock. I find myself, playing with it. So another experience, a story that I have is that one of my cousins, a brother, who called me in the morning saying, he was in bus, okay, and there were all these noises coming from there, but yeah, I managed to hear most still of his words, and the words were, what you're doing is amazing, like I'm watching your videos and they're really nice, and you know what, I think it will be better, like much better than you right now, after you have uploaded more and more videos for 1 year straight. And he also, continued that never stop uploading. Don't look at the subscribers, which I do very often. It's not like I'm disappointed, hoping for a whole amount of subscribers. No, it's like, you go to Instagram because it's the habit of yours. Not necessarily you have something to do there, but just because you're going there. I think that's quite the same for me. I just, check the subscribers once in a while. Not necessarily like once in an hour, no, but yeah, once a day I do that. And not hoping for that my video is blown up because they have got no potential to be viral or something. I think I'm just in learning, and it's quite a nice thing for me because I remember I've always wanted to be famous. I thought to be famous is the only natural thing to have. To have some amounts of people that think you're amazing, not because you're amazing, but because they're amazing people and just appreciate your existence. So that's something I really admire. And I've also had this notion that I'm just gonna be famous, and now I think that's pretty silly, but yeah, it's still there in somewhere in me. And by famous, I don't mean having a ton of subscribers, but by famous, I think I mean the people that I'm surrounded by love me, and I think they already do. I think my people have always loved me, and by my people I mean my friends, some parts of my family, professors, teachers, tutors. Yeah, they've all been very amazing people. And what else? I also shifted the bookshelf from this place to there because I thought changing the environment really helps me to be more excited. I just need excitement in my life. Like sometimes I don't feel like talking at all. Like, I'm sorry, I don't think this is a very nice thing, but I just really don't feel the urge to talk to anybody. Like, I have these people that compose me, but I really don't feel like talking to them for quite a while, whenever I feel like it. And I do that. Like, it's not like I'm not feeling like it, but I'm doing it now. It's like, did you hear? It's my sisters. They're literally downstairs, but you can totally hear what they're talking about. It's so loud. But yeah, I suppose, they're just being themselves. But I just really cannot manage to laugh the screamings that they do. I mean, it's fun sometimes, but most of the times it's not. See, I'm always talking about my sisters because they're such important parts of me, and I love them. And I even love to dislike them sometimes. So the bookshelf, I have rearranged the books, and it's nothing new, no new books either. But yeah, changes do me good, and by changes, there's been many changes in my life, cutting off people, and then stopping to talk to anyone that I feel is very unkind, and all that. So yeah, I've done that. I've always been doing that my whole life. It's just, what I like, and what I just don't, and I don't see the necessity or the reason or the cause of keeping up with the things that I don't like, and that's absurd. I mean, I have got only one life to live. I cannot possibly be wasting that after something that I don't like. There's also been some things that I have to think about, and one of them is I'm taking a gap year. I'm done with my graduation, although the result is yet to come. But yeah, you could say that I'm pretty much graduated. And I never thought I was going to take a gap or something. I always thought it's very unnecessary. I mean, I've always loved studying, and when I say that I love studying, I don't mean I'm reading all the time. No, I don't. I think I barely and rarely touch the books, but I do enjoy when I do. So taking the gap year came to me just, very suddenly. I was just here, wondering about my aims, and suddenly I realized a gap year. It sounds exciting, and I need that. Let's take a gap year. And that's how I decided that I was going to gap year. I was going to take a gap year. Sorry, sometimes excitement makes me miss words too. So I, convinced my parents, not that like they were going to change my decision that I've already made. But it's nice to have people that support you, even though it's a little contradictory or complex. And I discussed this with my uncle, who was really against it, but actually came to like the idea of mine. Now, however, tomorrow I'm going to my college because my professors, my lovely, amazing professors, have called up and you could see a meeting, to talk about this matter of taking a gap year. And it's so wonderful that they thought it's necessary to help me with the decision, about my future, about my life. And I think it's just so sweet of them, like really nice of them. But then it also puts me into the center where I have to be really serious, because if I'm never serious, and the absence of seriousness might lead to a belief that no, she's not serious about this gap year, so she better, continues the MA on English literature. But no, I don't want to give off the spy that I'm not at all serious. I'm just playing around, which is true. I really am playing around, with my life. But then, what's the harm in it to play with your own life? I mean, this is yours, right? But again, I think it's just amazing that the thought is necessary to talk to me about it. And I thought in the morning that I'm just going to be really serious and tell them the whole story behind the causes of taking gap year, and make them realize, yes, she totally needs it. But then my uncle came, who's really wise, okay, and very, very spiritually active. He says to me, don't be rigid on your decision. I mean, if you have promised someone something, don't ever break that. But if it's about you, let's say you have taken a decision and you think it's quite the right decision, but always be open-minded, to others' opinions. Not necessarily that you're going to accept all of them, but it is very much probable that there's opinions of people might actually have a very nice perspective to life. So when you go to the college tomorrow, don't be so rigid that, guess what? I've decided the gap year and no, you're not going to alter it. No, you better not do that, and be open to what they have to say, and what if their suggestions actually get better than the ones that you have thought of. So don't be rigid. And that was quite an eye-opening suggestion for me, because I had something quite otherwise. So not tomorrow when I go to the professors, I just want to be really open-minded and tell them what I think is the reason for my taking a gap year, and then listen to what they have to say, and putting all their suggestions and my reasons all together, I will decide a better decision. Although I really hope that I get to take a gap year, because I need it. I think this one gap year is likely to make a huge change in my life. I think I'm loving the idea. But yeah, let's see. So yeah, wish me good luck. And I suppose even one of my professors might be watching this video. I'm sorry. I hope to be respectful towards them. I am being respectful, but yeah, thank you, all of you, for giving it to us. All this very random, I know, and I'm still playing with the rocks. Yeah, it's amazing to exist, It's amazing to be able to breathe, and having a room of my own everything's amazing. Thank you. Have a nice life. Have a nice day. Goodbye.